In each of our lives, there are moments of difficulty that evoke painful sensations and unbearable emotions. However, there is wisdom that suggests that when something hurts, sometimes it's better to remain silent. Arabic parables conveying this philosophical truth teach us to be cautious in our communication with others and emphasize the importance of keeping our feelings inside. Parable, do not speak ill of yourself. In a distant Arab village lived a respected elder named Khalid. He was known for his wise advice and unwavering morality. One day, a young man came to him, bowed his head, and spoke. He complained about his shortcomings, mistakes, and failures in life. He said, "I am weak, incompetent, have achieved nothing good, and the whole world is against me." The elder Khalid listened carefully and asked, "Why do you speak of yourself this way? Remember, every spoken word has power, and when you belittle yourself, you diminish your own strength." The young man looked at Khalid in astonishment, not understanding his words. So the elder began to tell a parable. Lesson of the parable. There was a guest at the wise man's house who greatly underestimated himself. He said, "I am as insignificant as a grain of sand under the nail." The wise man asked, "If you consider yourself a grain of sand, can you become a hill?" The guest shook his head in surprise. The wise man continued, "Likewise in life, if you speak poorly of yourself, you create an environment in which you will be insignificant. But if you believe in your abilities and worth, you can move forward, overcoming obstacles." The parable tells us that self-esteem is important. By speaking respectfully of ourselves and believing in our abilities, we create a conducive environment for growth and development. We should not let negative words diminish our own strength and potential. Parable. If something hurts, keep quiet. In ancient times, in the land washed by the warm waves of the Mediterranean Sea, lived an old man named Ezio. He was a sage known for his prudence and patience. He possessed a special wisdom that he carefully multiplied with years. Once Ezio visited a city bazaar where all kinds of goods were traded. Passing by the market square, he noticed a merchant suffering from severe back pain, and he told every customer about his suffering. One of them, an elderly sage, stopped at the stall. Sympathizing with the merchant, he said, "My brother, if something hurts, why do you share it with everyone?" The merchant looked at the sage in astonishment, not understanding his words. Old man Ezio smiled and said, "When you share your pains with others, they may spread to those who did not seek it. Just as a sick root can infect the whole tree, spreading its disease, it is better to keep quiet and heal your wounds yourself, so as not to burden others." The merchant pondered the words of the sage and gradually stopped delicately revealing his suffering to every customer. His business prospered, and the back pain began to subside as he found a way to alleviate his condition without burdening others unnecessarily. Lesson of the parable. The parable of old man Ezio reminds us that in our difficult moments, it is important to show restraint and not burden others with our pains. Silence and inner work on ourselves can be more effective ways of healing and overcoming difficulties. No one can bear the burden of your illness for you. Parable about the rose in silence. In the depths of an ancient Arab garden, where days passed slowly under the scorching sun, a beautiful rose blossomed. Its petals emitted a delicate fragrance that enveloped the entire garden. This rose was unusual because it bloomed in complete silence, without making a single sound. One day, a wise old man wandering through the garden saw this rose and stopped in amazement at its beauty. He asked the rose, "Why do you bloom in silence, not revealing your beauty to this world?" Smiling, the rose replied, "Wise one, beauty does not always need words. My blooming is my silent message to the world. My fragrance and appearance bring joy and peace to those who gaze upon me. Words often cannot convey the depth of feelings that my silence elevates." The wise man pondered her words and realized that true beauty does not need unnecessary explanations. Lesson of the parable. True beauty often does not need unnecessary words. Our actions, character, and attitude towards others can speak volumes about us more than mere words. It's wise to use silence and give others the opportunity to appreciate our beauty and worth without drowning it in empty talk. Arabic parables teach us wisdom in communication and the importance of keeping our feelings inside, as sometimes silence can be a more effective way of support than words. Do not be afraid to be alone with yourself, as it is there that you will find true inner wealth and peace. Thank you for your attention,